Here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. Now, all I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. It helps out the YouTube channel with the YouTube algorithm, as well as lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. And stay tuned towards the end because I have two ticker symbols to share with you guys that are on fire. I mean, since we've talked about them, I've actually mentioned them several times, in the last several videos, but a lot of investors overlook the second half. So all I ask is for you to hang on tight and not miss out on this, because these ticker symbols are on fire, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the short-term movement and the possible long-term movement. But we're going to jump into this, and I want you guys to be aware that I have now a Discord. So if you guys want to join the private Discord, you can go ahead, find the link down below. It's connected now to the Patreon. That's what every single Patreon member and every single one was asking me. When am I going to have a Discord? Maybe I'm going to consider it once there's a Discord. I always got asked, do you have a Discord? The Discord is up and running. And once you join the Patreon, you gain access to the Discord. And there's so much more. I've added 2 new tiers here. And to each tier, I've even added more information. So if you haven't checked out the Patreon tiers or the website in a while, go to the link down below. You can click on the Discord link or the Patreon link. It'll redirect you here and you can see what there is to offer. I can't wait to see the community continue to grow and all of us learn and grow together, right? So here we are. We have Nndm kind of sitting sideways, which is pretty good. It's showing some strength. But I'm also a little concerned that even though it's showing strength, it's pulling back again. And will this lose this control where the bears can actually pull it down even lower, back down to these lows down here, right? That's something that has me a little bit worried. And not only that, but also the way that CATHIE wood is reacting. So let's look at this first. We'll look at that, and then we're going to talk about our resistance and support. So the 26 is one of the last times I was able to talk about this stock. And when you look here, ARQ, right, 26, and you see the amount of shares all the way to the first, nothing's changed. Literally, nothing. Nothing's changed. Only 40, and then 20, right there. 20 shares has went up. So, yeah, ARK Invest bought more, but only 20 shares. But now look at what's going on over here. So this is ARKW, right, on the 26th, and they have 5.6 million in 60. Watch this. You're going to see that they have now ARKW on the first, 5.618. Okay, they've went down almost 42,000 shares, right? So they went up 20 shares on one end, and then almost 40,000 plus on another end. So that has me, a little bit concerned how they've been shaving and shaving and shaving. As long as this stays above 5 million, I won't look at it as a red flag. And as long as this one stays above 6 million, or let's just say 6.5 million, I won't look at it as a red flag. But they've been pretty neutral, shaving off. And yeah, ARK Invest bought more, but literally 20 more shares. So that's something that's interesting to me. So this is a really important support level, 769. If that gets broken through, which is the lowest point in this sideways movement, this could start to hit newer lows, and we'll have to then look at the next support level. But until then, 769 is important. Now, the support level based off of the day's price action is 824, okay? I want you guys to be aware of that. 824 gets broken through. You want to watch this carefully. How quickly is it moving to newer lows and pulling downwards away from the 50-day moving average? Now, I did not move this resistance level because it's literally 1 cent below the 50-day moving average, which is 848. So these 2 points right here, give or take 848, 847, very important for the bulls to break through. If they accomplish this, their next goes up here at 875 to continue to pull upwards to newer highs and new resistance levels. And then obviously the highest point before the pullback, which is 915. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel with the YouTube algorithm. And stay tuned because we're about to jump into all the information about these two stocks that are on fire. I've been talking about them for the last 2 weeks. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how the S&P 500 index hit an all-new time high, what that means for us next week, and what we need to look for. But before we dive into that, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of two ticker symbols that I've been mentioning here on the YouTube. I've mentioned it over at the Patreon. And if you guys want to know what stocks I'm watching weekly and live for 13 cents a day, literally 13 cents a day, the first tier, $4, which those slots are going to get filled up very soon. I'm treating the Patreon, and I want you guys to be aware of this, like a stock, right? Early stock, IPO'd, a lot of people don't know about it, and it's going to grow over time. And when I mean it grows over time, it's going to grow with people and investors that are bringing value to the community. It's going to grow with all the content I'm going to have there, because when you gain access to everything. As soon as you join, you gain access to everything I've talked about in the last 2 months and everything I'm going to continue to talk about, right? So when somebody comes in a year from now, they're going to actually be able to join on in, and they're going to get access to everything that I talked about in a year and even see how things have done. Now, I'm not there to guarantee maximizing profits or minimizing losses, but I am here to set you guys up for that opportunity to maximize your profits, minimize your losses. We're going to have a Discord really soon. And if you want to know the top stocks that I'm watching right now and next week and when this weekend comes up, because I'm going to update it, you can join now and start April to succeed this month. If your months have been red or they haven't been as exciting as it's been before, you want to join in now because the opportunities are going to be endless, because we're going to talk about so many different ticker symbols, so many different things. But let's look at these stocks. So the first thing is Pinduoduo. I mentioned this on the 24th. It was sitting at 124, okay? Sitting at 124. And when we look at Pinduoduo, you can see here how Pinduoduo on the 24th was falling, and it kind of sat there at 124. It hit a low of 119, and right now it's sitting at 143 with a high of 147. You could do the math. That's about $27, almost $30. Now, another one that I talked about, which I've mentioned several times here on the YouTube towards the end of the videos, is CHPT. And I talked about how we want to pay close attention to see if it can get back to $20 or get close to it. And certainly it did that, and it broke through it, okay? It hit a low here. I talked about it on the 21st, the 22nd, and ran up to $25. Fell down to $19, which is what I equipped every single Patreon member with. And as soon as it hit that, it started to run up, and it's hit $30. This one's up $11 since I mentioned it per share. So if you bought one share, you made $11. If you bought 10 shares, you made $110, okay? If you went ahead and bought 100 shares, you've made a total amount of 1,100 shares, okay? I don't know what that means to you. I'm going to explain everything on the Patreon once I make the series. And these are two opportunities, and there's many more that are doing pretty well. I mean, I even talked about Neo. I talked about others. For you to get the full access, there's like 20 plus ticker symbols over there so far. You can join us over at the Patreon, me and the other investors. And I'm out here just trying to maximize profits, minimize losses. And my goal, for example, just based off this chart, is to go ahead and strike the opportunity right here, the best opportunity that's presented right now compared to the history of the chart and for the future, right? I try to get in at the best moments, as you could see with those two stocks that I talked about. Now, other stocks are kind of moving sideways, but like I said, I'll explain more over at the Patreon about those stocks and what I see in them and what I believe in them. So the S&P 500 index has actually ran up to an all-time high, and this is important for us. So I want you guys to be aware there's two things that can happen next week. We could see it spike up a little bit more and all of a sudden fall down, because it is due for a pullback. It needs to cool off. I'm not saying it's going to get back to 39.73, but it could fall somewhere between that area. And once it does, it will consolidate maybe and then start to run up again. That's one case. The second one is that this just gets crazy and goes all the way up to the 4100s, 4200s. And once it's time to cool off, it's going to be a big cool off. And when I say a big cool off, I'm talking about like a big downward trend closer to 3800, 3900 from those highs. And then we're going to have to go ahead and see overall what's going in the market, right? Because there's going to be that turbulence of uncertainty with inflation, you know, spikes in the yields. What's going to be the cause at that point, right? But right now, we've had a pretty nice bullish run after this slight pullback. We're going to just have to see how healthy this can maintain itself. And pullbacks are healthy. It's just about how big is the pullback going to be. And also runs are healthy, but how long will it be running? Because if this just takes off to 41, 42, the pullback is going to be nasty. And we need to pay close attention. Now, I know a lot of us have our ticker symbols or our stocks kind of sitting sideways or downwards, but you have to find stocks you believe in, and you also need to analyze those stocks that you're in. Why were you in them? What was your goal? And do you truly believe there's an opportunity 6 months from now or a year from now? As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.